So let's talk about some of the fundamental elements of the core DNA or of the business genome.
So these elements are suggestive. There are probably lots of different ways to categorize a company. But from looking at a lot of companies over the years, it seemed as if there were 6 elements that you could look at as lenses to build your company to another level. So the first one is product and services, the actual stuff that you make and the service that you offer around it.
And that's probably the one that we focus on most often.
That's right. We usually think about our products and services as the area where we'll get the most competitive advantage. But the second element is actually the customer impact. And that is a multidimensional look at how customers, first of all, value what we're offering, and also the experience that they have. So that it might be that what we offer through our products and services has an impact on children differently than it does on women, differently than it does on an older consumer. And so it's the total experience of how we offer what we offer that became more and more important.
And that also sounds a bit like the Joseph Pine concept of moving from a product-based economy to the experience economy.
It's exactly like that, so that we think about the customer's perspective or a patient's perspective or a diner's perspective or a guest's perspective on what we're offering, not just we are selling the widget and therefore that's the universal experience of everybody.
What are some of the other elements?
So the third is process design, and that's the one that nobody thinks is sexy. We've gone through Six Sigma, we've gone through trying to make everything very efficient. But what I think we did is throw out the baby with the bathwater and think about process only as minimizing. Whereas really in this environment, process can be the difference between how we deliver our widgets or our products and services. So the online experience, the live experience, the social experience now from customer to customer. And so the process, the logistics, that can really give us competitive advantage as well. Being able to do something faster, that's put FedEx in business.
And Walmart as well with their distribution system and their channels that they've built.
Exactly, and now Walmart's trying to compete on local distribution by letting customers deliver to other customers. Lots of innovations happening in the area of process these days. So I think that the fourth is the talent, the leadership, and the culture of a company. And a lot of times we think that that's the soft side, that there's nothing we can do about it and people are interchangeable. But what everyone seems to be benefiting from these days is the ability to look at talent differently. And we all know that top-down management is a thing of the past. So the question is, what is the kind of culture that's going to give you mojo, that's going to make you the best place to work, that's going to get young talent to want to come to you the way that Teach for America attracts people. People who want to work in a certain company. It's not just Google. There are lots of great companies that are best places to work that have all kinds of cultures. So a lot of look at how to get the best talent, how to get the best out of the talent, how to engage the talent. And what I have learned through the years is that really a great plan without a lot of buy-in is not as great as a really good plan with tremendous buy-in, alignment and energy and passion. So that's a very important element.
Okay. Clearly the people side of the business is always so critical. And in fact, I think Peter Drucker says that it's one of the hardest things to do well. And it's kind of ironic that we think of something that's hard as being soft, but...
That's exactly right. That's true. It's ironic. So the other piece of this is secret sauce.
Okay.
And that's really a term for brand. And the reason that I don't use brand is that we've gotten fixed in our minds about what a brand is.
Yeah,
a brand
Coca-Cola.
Exactly. Coca-Cola is a brand. It's a label. It's it's the name. It's the slogan. But we're not in the age of Mad Men, so our brands aren't just billboards. And we know now that secret sauce is this intangible that makes you love something and sometimes be really, really loyal to it, even though its component parts might be identical to that of the competition. And the final piece is a word I made up called trendability. It is the killer app today to not only be able to be competitive in the way that we were taught, but the new tool is to be able to be adaptable and to also be able to see what I call emergence. So what are the things that we can see today in other industries that are going to have an impact on our future? And trendability is also the difference between a fad and a trend. So big data, for instance, is a way that we can either get really a lot of insight or really a lot of frustration. And so what are the ways that we can draw insights from this big patterns of data that are out there that I would call the way to look at trendability, the ability for your company to read trends and really act on them?